You only have me there. Welcome back to the Money Talk Show. Again, it's your host Frank and your co-host Franklin every Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. We bring you all the topics that are relevant to your financial life that would help you make the decisions that would be good for you and your loved one. And tonight we have with us the special guest Jocelyn that's going to talk about credit repair. And as we said before, your credit score becomes your identity. What replaces your social security number. Anything you want to do in the United States, it affects your credit. You want to rent a house, you want to buy a car, whatever you want to do, it involves your credit score.
Yeah,
your
credit, job.
Yeah. It's everything. So your your credit score become your identity. So what gives you a good credit score? What affect your credit score upward or downward? All of those questions are going to be answered tonight. What to do if you have a bad credit score? What can you do if you have a very good credit score? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? What can you do? We have our expert here tonight. She is ready to answer all of your questions and my questions also. And you are going to have all the tape. Please call the show, or if you don't want to call, you might not have a beautiful voice as I do. And you can comment on our Facebook page, The Money Talk Show, Instagram, we are everywhere. Or you can just send us a text, Frank.
Yes, that's correct.
So all of those options are available to you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your comment because we want to do better. The show is designed and conceived to give you the information. So I want you guys to comment, to call the radio. 516-280-7486. We want your voice to be heard. Frank, what do we have tonight?
Yeah, I think that we have to let the listener know what is a credit score, because I think that too many times, they don't know too much about, what is a credit score, what is the range. So there's so many questions that they may have. And then you were saying that the credit, score affect many things. They affect when you're going to get a job. They look at that. You're going to rent a apartment. They're gonna look at that. You want to buy a house. Same. They're gonna check your credit score. You want to buy a car. All these things. So it's very important. So we're gonna start off. I don't know. Justin, we could start talking about what is a credit score, what they need to look for as far as what is considered perfect credit, and then what is considered something that is average, or
Yes, definitely. Once again, good evening, everyone. This is Jocelyn Fiame. So basically, a lot of people, they hear about the word credit score but don't truly know what does it entail. A credit score is basically a score. A credit score is basically a score that determines your financial character. So can you guys believe that, based on your social security number, right? So they determine whether, with all your past, financial transactions, they determine whether this score, with this score, they determine whether they're going to issue you credit or not. So the score varies between 350 and 850. It depends. If it's a FICO score, from 300 to 850. If it's a Vantage, from 300 to 850. So basically that is what a credit score is. That's a number that determines your financial character. It tells the lender whether this person is going to pay you back or not. That's what a credit score is.
Okay.
All right, and I often hear that sometimes someone doesn't have credit. I want to know if there is an age where they start. Is it something like you have to be 18, you have to be on the book, or do you have to own a credit card? How does it start? Does it all start? It's like when you first come to the country, they give you a social security number. If you go for a job, they search for it in the system, they say it's too fresh, they cannot see you. How all of this process starts? Is there an age?
Good question. Yes, good question. Well, usually, people start getting credit cards. If they were born here, they start getting credit cards at the age of 16. It depends. How do you establish credit? That's the first thing people want to do. When you don't have credit, you want to establish credit. And how do you do that? Is by opening your first credit card. Nowadays, they don't even want to issue you a credit card if you don't even have credit. So therefore, I encourage everyone to open a secure card. Now, what is a secure card? A secure card, that's a card where you put your own money into a card, and the card issuer is actually reporting to all three credit bureaus. So they're building up your credit. You still, even though it's your own money, you still have to utilize this money wisely, just like a credit card. You cannot make any late payments. If you purchase anything, you have to pay it back. You still have to utilize 30% of that balance. You cannot, let's say that you have a secure card of $1,000, you are only allowed to use $300 if you want to build your credit fast, and you need to pay that back every month, just like a credit card. That's how you establish credit. Now, is there an age? There is no age, but usually, that's at 16 years old, kids starting, having their first job. 18, they start going to college, and they start bombarding them with credit cards. And this is something that people have to be very, very careful. If you just got to this country, or you've been here for a while, first thing first, you need to establish credit. Without credit, if you have no credit, that means it's bad credit. No credit is not good credit. I used to hear that. Not until I get into this business. No credit is like, I don't even know who you are. I don't know your ability to pay me back. So establishing credit is very, very important. And also, you could, one of the other ways you can establish credit is by being, somebody else can actually put you on their card. So, let's say that I have a credit card. I could add your name, as, what do you call it? As a co-owner of the credit card, you could actually use it, and that helps you build credit fast as well. But again, everybody needs to be financially responsible and pay back whatever they use, so people can be on the same track financially. They could build credit together.
Ok, basi, ok, ma fonti pa de kreyol, basi kan pil moun kokou le yo te piti pa yo te kon itilize informasyon yo, konye a moun sa yo, ki sa yo ka fe koko kredi yo, maman yo te kan met nan yo sou bil telefon, konen ti moun la piti, li pa ka di anyen, konye a kredi messed up, so moun nan sityasyon kon sa, ki sa yo ka fe?
Ouais, absolument. Et nous jeunes cas ça en pile dans travail moi côté que en pile parent te utiliser social un petit monde pour te établir crédit pour te faire une transaction and qu'on y a pas payer comme ça back so crédit petit monde ça li vinn gâté so petit monde ça vinn difficulté pour le joindre un loan pour venir joindre whatever she's trying or he's trying to accomplish. Le plus souvent c'est ça identity theft. It doesn't matter whether it's your parents, même si c'est parents ou pas, c'est identity theft que lié à la minute que on prend identité ou utiliser information pour lui régler les affaires personnelles, c'est identity theft que lié et son bagage qui est sévèrement puni par la loi. So nous-mêmes dans le cadre de travail, nous avons toujours disputé bagage ça pour nous faire connaître que hey listen, this is what happened. So pour nous capable challenge credit bureau, you pour capable remove negative items ça ou bien les payments ça aider jeunes ça lui-même établir crédit.
And how does the process work? I know you said we have like 3 credit bureau.
Yes.
And also like if you have a credit card like Discovered Card, and now I see everybody have it, they have what we call a FICO score. And how does that relate to the 3 credit bureau?
Great question. There's more credit bureaus, but there are 3 major ones: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. The credit bureaus are basically like private companies. They're private companies. They're out there to make money. They're collecting all your information. They're collecting all your information so they can make money. Because remember, as if I'm a lender and I'm trying to do business with you, in order for me to pull up your credit report, I need to pay.
Yes.
Right? Anytime somebody's trying to pull up your credit, get a credit report, you even need to pay to get your own credit report. However, everybody's entitled once a year to get a free credit report from all three credit agencies. What they do is basically they just collect your information and then they just sell that back to you. You know what I'm saying? And the FICO score, that's what basically most lenders use. And if you have a Discover card, you will see what your FICO score is. It's like they take all three, because each credit bureau has sometimes when you pull up your credit report, you'll see 3 different numbers.
Oh, okay.
Pretty close, but a little bit different. So they take that and they just it's some moyenne right? They do an average. And that's what your score is, and they determine whether your ability to pay back or not.
Mm-hmm. And those 3 bureaus you mentioned, do they issue credit card or just the information business?
Their job is to really collect information and then gather your financial information and issue like a credit score. However, they're private companies. They're associated with other, companies that actually, they don't issue credit cards themselves, but one.
But going back on the information you have when the company pull your credit report or your credit score, I should say, does it affect your credit score? Let's say somebody was shopping for a car loan. Should they have everybody running their credit?
Good question. I guess I really soft inquiry. It's a really hard inquiry. A soft inquiry, that's when you didn't request any credit, and certain companies, they're just running your credit to send you pre-approval letters, pre-approved credit cards and all that. Hard inquiries, that's when you actually apply for the credit. In a case of somebody shopping for a car, that's someone deliberately handing over his or her information to the lender and telling them, hey, I need to get a loan and all that. That's a hard inquiry. Hard inquiry stays on your credit report for about 2 years, and they do affect your credit score. Now, here's what happens most of the time. People are shopping for a car. They go to Honda, on Hillside Avenue, for instance. I'm not, I don't even know if there's a Honda on the Hillside Avenue. I'm just saying, they go to the Honda place and they get denied, right? They go on Jamaica to the Mitsubishi or whatever, to the Toyota, and they get declined. So they're praying, oh, maybe God will do something, and they're just taking their chance. And each time you go to a place, they run your credit. It's a hard inquiry, and your credit score is dropping. So in your credit report, lenders are looking at it like, man, you're really desperate. You're really trying to get credit, and nobody wants you, and at this point, it's like you have to stop and take, matters into your own hands. Call Frank, and so we could work on your credit.
I see. And can you tell us about some of the items that positively affect your credit score and negatively affect your credit score?
Yes, definitely. Some of the items that positively affect your credit score, for instance, let's say that you are utilizing, when you make good utilization of your credit card, sometimes people are afraid of credit cards. No, credit card it's a good thing. You need that to build your credit. When you make good use of it, it helps build your credit faster. When you have a car note and you're paying on time, it's a good positive trade line. It helps build your credit faster. With our company, we're also offering what we call, we're utilizing your past rent history as a positive trade line to help boost your credit report. A personal loan can boost your credit as well, as long as, again, all these are positive trade lines, as long as you are paying that back, and as long as you utilizing your credit card, you're making 30%. Again, if you have a 10,000 credit cards, you can only spend 3,000. If it's 1,000, you can only spend 300. As long as you stay within that limit, you're good. And pay all your bills on time. Your cell phone bills, your utilities, everything you gotta pay on time. Do not be late. Late payments, it's a killer. So, if you're doing all that, you should be good.
So should I be paying the minimum due, or should I be paying more because
Right.
you're talking about building your credit. Let's say,
Well,
the time length.
right.
Yeah.
Good question, Frank. You know what? I do not advise people to pay minimum payments because it's really